Hey guys, STLYoungblood with you, and again we're going to be talking about Mustangs, but this time we're going to be talking about the Mustang Gamma, and I'm going to be kind of showing you the ship in the background. Now, when we talk about the Gamma, I think we need to compare it to the Mustang Omega. Omega is one that I've already kind of covered, we've flown it, we've seen it, it's a great looking ship, but when you look at this, there's two different racing variants of the same ship. You've got the Gamma and the Omega. Now, the Omega is something that is a gift. You're gifted this for buying a product, an AMD product. So basically look at it as a sponsored ship within the persistent universe. But basically, they don't want to hose people that don't want to play with AMD. There's a lot of NVIDIA people out there, and I'm one of them. That being said, though, the Gamma versus Omega, what are the real differences here? Well, the Omega comes with an extra intake and a max crew of 2, where all the other Mustangs come with a max crew of 1. Now, with that in mind, no one has found a second seat, or can really think of any real reason for having a second seat in a dedicated racing ship. It doesn't make sense as far as the game goes. And then as far as the intake is concerned, I've tested it as best as I can. You know, Arena Commander 1.0 is kind of a mess right now. But I've tested it to the best of my abilities, and I cannot find a difference in the way the Gamma flies and the way the Omega flies. So there doesn't appear to be any real-world version or situation where that extra intake really comes into play. Now, maybe after things are tweaked and things are like the afterburner comes into play, maybe that extra intake helps increase the availability of afterburner. I don't know, but that's not in the game at this point. And on top of that, I think something like the intake is probably an upgrade option that you can earn in the persistent universe. And even if it's not, guess what? The Omega is something that's going to be able to be purchased in the universe. So let's say you're not happy with your Gamma, you're getting worked over by Omegas. Well, then you can sell your Gamma and buy an Omega in the game. Maybe the paint scheme's a little bit different. It's not going to have the AMD logos on it, but that's not a deal breaker. So it's a pretty minor difference overall. So if you're wanting a Mustang and you're wanting a racer, don't look at the Gamma as a negative. It's not a less of a ship than the Omega. They're flying the same right now. Now, that's not to say things aren't going to change, because things change all the time. But where they stand at the moment, it's not a big difference. So if you want a fast ship that's got 3 engines, that's going to be competing with M50s, then, you know, something like the Gamma is a perfectly good option. You know, I think that extra intake, that's the real difference, because honestly, I don't think there is a second seat. I haven't found one, no one else has either. So that extra intake that we see on the Omega, that's the one difference. And I'm pretty confident that you're going to be able to get that as an option once you get into the persistent universe, and even maybe with Arena Commander credits. So don't even look at that and say, okay, well, if I want a racer, I'm not going to be able to compete with the Omegas. That's not a problem. So overall, as far as the Gamma is concerned, it's a really fun ship to fly. The Omega is a fun ship to fly too. If you want a racing style ship, something that doesn't have gimbaled weapons, something that's just going to be fast, something that you're going to be able to sneak up behind people and blast, go for it. Just be aware that these are going to be pretty not durable ships. They're going to take a lot of damage and they're going to explode very quickly. Other than that, it really is very similar to the other Mustangs out there. You know, you get a lot of visibility in a cockpit. There's not a camper in the back. You can't carry cargo. It has the same entry mechanics that the Omega has. It's a dedicated racer, and it's going to act accordingly. So if you have questions about the ship, let me know. Otherwise, stay tuned. We're going to get to the Delta soon, and I will talk to you all later. Take care.